Good morning, my friends. It's Ms. Caroline with the Ellsworth Public Library, and it is time for story time today. I'm so glad you're here. Spring is here. It's April, and April means Pet Month and Poetry Month. So today we are going to celebrate both of those wonderful things, the pets in our lives and poetry, which is such a fun thing to read and to think about. And it's amazing how poets can take so few words and tell big stories and small stories and make us laugh, make us think. So we are going to celebrate those things in story time today. So let's actually start with a poem. And during story time today, I'm going to read a few short poems, and I want you to listen to the words, and then I want you to see if you can figure out which pet this poem is about, because it doesn't tell you, but it gives you clues. All winter he sleeps, buried in the backyard like an old stone. In April, he climbs out into the sun, sprouts legs stiff like 4 boards, and crawls across the garden, my old slow friend, remembering the taste of lettuce. So we know that this animal hibernates in the winter, comes out in the spring, has 4 stiff legs, and remembers or likes the taste of lettuce. Do you know what pet that might be? Thinking hard. What pet might that be? Like an old stone. What did you guess? Did you guess a turtle? This poem is called Old Slow Friend by Alice Schertle. I love how she describes the turtle and that idea of remembering the taste of lettuce after hibernating all winter long. Love, love, love your pets, love them every day. Give them food and water too, then let them run and play. Can you sing with me? Love, love, love your pets, love them every day. Give them food and water too, then let them run and play. How many of you have a pet at home? What kind of pet do you have? Let's read about some of the pets that people have. This is Some Pets by Angela Dieterlizzi, and the pets are drawn by Brendan Wenzel. I love the illustrations in these books. There's kind of a series of them. Some Pets pet show today. If we were going to have a pet show, what pet would you bring? And this book is published by Beach Lane Books. Some Pets. Some pets sit. Some pets stay. Some pets fetch. And some pets play. What pets do you see there? We have dogs and cats. Some pets slither. Some pets bound. Some pets scurry around and around. Some pets squeal. Some pets squawk. Some pets squeak. And some pets talk. Some pets peck and some pets nibble. Some pets drool on their kibble. Some pets squeeze, some pets nuzzle, some pets lick. Some pets cuddle. Do you know what kind of pet that is? Miss Caroline has one of those. Hedgehog. Whether fluffy, feathered, crawly, cute, silly, strange, scaly, brute, big or small, or a blend, some pets can be someone's best friend. Do you know what this pet is? I think that's a chinchilla. I love that word, chinchilla. So fun to say. Can you say chinchilla? And look, there are all the pets. Do you see your pet in there if you have a pet? Or if you don't have a pet and you wish you could, which one would you pick? Pets can be a lot of work, and they're a lot of responsibility. That's kind of a big word. But they count on us to take care of them. So it's really important to think about it before we get a pet. Time for your fingers. Each of our fingers is going to be a pet. Are you ready? Let's start with this one. I have 5 pets that I'd like you to meet. They all live with me on Mulberry Street. This is my chicken, the smallest of all. He comes a-running whenever I call. How do you call a chicken? What does a chicken say? Cluck, 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 cluck. This is my duckling. He says, what does a duckling say? Quack, quack, quack. As he shake the water off his back. Here is my rabbit. He runs from his pen. Then I must put him back in again. This is my kitten. Her coat's black and white. She sleeps on a pillow at night. Here is my puppy. He loves to play. He chases the others and makes them run away. Good job. Here's another poem for us about a pet. Can you figure out which pet this is? No trace of fur. Sorry, let me start again. No trace of fuzz, no bit of fur, no growling bark or gentle purr, no cozy cuddle, no sloppy kiss. All he really does is hiss. Do you know what pet that is? No hair or fur or fuzz, doesn't bark or growl or really make noise except for a hiss. What do you know makes a hiss? Did you guess our pet snake? That was a poem by Rebecca Kai Duckledge. Good guessing. Now we talked a lot about pets needing a lot of care, but what happens when your pet wants their own pet? Pets wanting a pet? Let's see what happens with this kiddo and their pet. My Pet Wants a Pet by Elise Broach, illustrated by Eric Barkley, and this is published by Christie Ottaviano Books, which is an imprint of Henry Holt and Company. Once there was a boy who wanted something to take care of, something of his very own. There he is. He begged, and he begged, and he begged his mother. Until, what do you know? She said yes. The boy loved his puppy. He fed him and played with him and cuddled him in his arms. The puppy loved his boy. He licked him and jumped on him and fell asleep in his lap. They had the best time together, the boy and his pet. Such a good time, in fact, that the puppy decided he too wanted a pet. The boy's mother thought this was a terrible idea. "The puppy is your pet," she said. "He does not need a pet." But the boy understood the puppy. He wanted something to take care of, something of his very own. And so the puppy got a kitten, a furry orange kitten. Truth be told, the boy was surprised at this choice. "Dogs chase cats," he told the puppy. And the puppy did chase the kitten, but only as a game. And afterward, he let her eat from his bowl and play with his ball, and they dozed in the sun, side by side. In fact, they got along so well and had so much fun together that it wasn't long before the kitten wanted a pet. The dog got a kitten for a pet. What might the kitten get for a pet? I think there might be a clue in the picture. Can you guess? Do you see? When the boy told his mother this, she looked at him like he was crazy. "That kitten is the pet of your pet. She certainly doesn't need a pet." But the boy and the puppy understood that the kitten wanted something to take care of, something of her very own. And so the kitten came home one day with a bird, a pretty red bird. Now, once again, this seemed like an odd choice. "Cats catch birds," the boy told the kitten, and the kitten did sometimes pounce on the bird, but really it was all in good fun. The kitten made sure the bird had water and places to fly and perch, and they got along so well and did so many marvelous things together that soon enough, what do you think? Now what? What's coming next? Do you know what's coming next? Who's gonna want a pet now? The bird. And can you see its unlikely choice? The bird wanted a pet. "Now this is getting ridiculous," said the boy's mother. "That bird is the pet of your pet. She does not need a pet." But the boy knew that she did. She really did. So the bird brought home a worm, a little green worm. The boy started to explain that birds eat worms, but then he decided to leave well enough alone. And the bird took such good care of that worm and was so gentle when she carried him and so quick to protect him that before long, guess what? You know what's coming. What's coming? What's going to happen? The worm wanted a pet, that's right. "What?" cried the boy's mother. "That worm is the pet of the pet of the pet of your pet. He does not need a pet." But the boy knew that even a worm might need something to take care of, something of his very own, and so the worm found a flea. It was a tiny brown flea, and it hopped all over the house. Why, the worm had trouble keeping up with it, but he followed the flea and looked after it, and soon they were the best of friends. Such good friends, in fact, that in no time at all, can you imagine what happened next? You see the flea? Who wants a pet now? That's right, the flea. The flea wanted a pet. Absolutely not, said the boy's mother. That flea is the pet of the pet of the pet of the pet of your pet. No more pets! But that didn't stop the flea because, of course, he wanted something to take care of. Something of his very own. Where is this going to end? Do you know what the flea did? The flea decided the puppy would be his pet. Oh, life was wonderful. The boy and the puppy and the kitten and the bird and the worm and the flea were as happy as could be because they all had pets. Does everybody look happy, though? Who's not happy? There was someone, a special and important someone, who wasn't happy. She wasn't happy at all. Now the boy and the puppy and the kitten and the bird and the worm and the flea were a little bit worried. None of them wanted to give up their pets. What were they going to do? The boy thought about this for a long time, and then he had an idea. His mother needed something to take care of, something of her very own. Because whenever you take care of something, that something takes care of you. The end. Pets having pets. Have you ever heard of such a thing? All right, you all know if you're happy and you know it, right? Well, we're going to sing that song and we're going to be some pets. Can you help me be pets in our song? If you want to stand up and move around because you're getting a little wiggly, you go ahead and do that. You can even act out the animals while we sing. All right? If you're a dog and you know it, give a bark. Woof, woof. If you're a dog and you know it, give a bark. Woof, woof. If you're a dog and you know it, then you really want to show it. If you're a dog and you know it, give a bark. Woof, woof. If you have any requests for us to sing about, let me know in the comments, okay? If you're a kitty and you know it, say, what does a kitty say? Meow. If you're a kitty and you know it, say, meow. If you're a kitty and you know it, then you really want to show it. If you're a kitty and you know it, say, meow. If you're a fishy and you know it, swim around. If you're a fishy and you know it, swim around. If you're a fishy and you know it, then you really want to show it. If you're a fishy and you know it, swim around. Glub, glub. If you're a birdie and you know it, fly around. If you're a birdie and you know it, fly around. If you're a birdie and you know it, then you really want to show it. If you're a birdie and you know it, fly around. If you're a bunny and you know it, hop around. If you're a bunny and you know it, hop around. If you're a bunny and you know it, then you really want to show it. If you're a bunny and you know it, hop around. If you're a gerbil and you know it, say squeak, squeak. If you're a gerbil and you know it, say squeak, squeak. If you're a gerbil and you know it, then you really want to show it. If you're a gerbil and you know it, say squeak, squeak. Maybe you can come up with some verses of your own about your own pet or another pet that we didn't sing about today. All right, are you ready for one more guessing poem? This one has the answer in the last line, so I'm going to see if you can figure it out before we get to the last line, okay? This is a very different kind of pet. I would like a pet who's scary, who is very, very hairy, but who's gentle and as friendly as can be, and who's happy when he munches, quite content with cricket lunches. A what is just the pet for me? Can you guess? What's scary and hairy but gentle? Do you know? I don't know if everyone would like this kind of pet. Some people are scared of these. Do you know? A tarantula is the pet for me. Would a tarantula be the pet for you? I don't know. This is a poem called Tarantula by Fran Haraway. She looks pretty happy to have a tarantula as a pet. I don't think it's a pet for everybody. Now, there are some things that don't make very good pets. And that's what our last story today is all about. It's called Children Make Terrible Pets by Peter Brown. And this story is published by Little Brown and Company. Children make terrible pets. La 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 la. And who's this? The children. One morning, Lucy was practicing her twirls when she noticed she was being watched. Hello, who's there? I can smell you behind those bushes, so just come on out. Squeak. Do children say squeak? Maybe that's what we sound like to bears. When her secret admirer scurried into the open, Lucy could not believe her eyes. Oh my gosh, you are the cutest critter in the whole forest! Squeak! So, Lucy brought the critter home to show her mom. Mom, look what I found outside! I call him Squeaker because he makes funny sounds. Squeak! See, isn't he the cutest? Can I keep him, please? Lucille Beatrice Bear, don't you know that children make terrible pets? Aw, come on, Mom. Look how sweet he is. You won't be any trouble, will ya, boy? Squeak. Oh, all right. You can keep him on one condition. Squeaker is your responsibility. I will not take care of him for you. Thanks, Mom. Squeaker is going to be the best pet ever. You'll see. Lucy and Squeaker were inseparable. They played together. They ate together. They napped together. Lucy and Squeaker did everything together, but it wasn't all fun and games. He was impossible to potty train. Squeak! He ruined the furniture. He caused problems wherever he went. We don't throw food at tea parties. Squeak! And just when Lucy thought things couldn't get any worse. Oh, what's he doing? Squeaker disappeared. Squeaker? Here, Squeaker! Come here, boy! Squeaker! Lucy checked the usual hiding spots, but her pet was nowhere to be found. Squeaker, where are you? Lucy had almost given up hope when her sensitive nose caught the whiff of her Squeaker. Lucy followed Squeaker's scent this way and that across the entire forest until finally, you see her going all over the forest? Where is she going to end up? Can you see? Here we go. Here and here. Over here. What's this? Finally, she found Squeaker. But something had changed. Squeaker didn't seem like a pet anymore. Lucy knew what she had to do. Lucy had a lot to think about on her walk home. I'm really gonna miss that little fella. But Squeaker belongs in his family. I guess some critters just aren't meant to be pets. Maybe it's all for the best. By the end of the day, Lucy had learned one very valuable lesson. You are right, Mom. Children do make terrible pets. They really are the worst. The end. What happens? What's happening with Lucy? What about this? Would an elephant make a good pet? Lucy might have to learn another thing that doesn't make a good pet. Would you like to be someone's pet? I think children wouldn't make a very good pet, would they? Let's see. I wanted to share one more poem with you because Miss Caroline loves hedgehogs, and there's a hedgehog pet poem that I want to read to you. Hedgehog by Heidi Romer. Racing round his squeaky wheel, my hedgehog wakes me up. I offer him a mealworm snack and fill his water cup. Wispy bits of cedar chips cling to him, to me. I stroke his spiked pin cushion back so gingerly. He's never learned to fetch or heel or answer when I call. Instead he climbs my welcome hand to snuggle in a ball. Thank you so much for joining me for story time today. I hope you take really good care of your pets if you have them. And if you don't have pets, you have your imagination, which is a really good way to have your own pet in your mind. You can write stories or poems about pets that you wish you had. And maybe someday you'll get to have one. They are a lot of responsibility and a lot of work though. Share some poetry today. Maybe ask an adult that you know if they have a favorite poem, and if they don't, see if you can find some books or check some out at the library. Remember, the library is accepting 30-minute appointments per household, so bring your families down to the library, make an appointment, call, and come on in and pick out some books. The weather has been really nice for that. Again, our grab and goes for story time. I was out sick for a little while and things kind of got behind. We've been busy at the library, but there are new grab and go kits out on the cart right now, and there is one for this story time. There are some pieces, some cutout pieces, ears and noses, and some extra paper that you can make some pets, or take the paper and make a pet portrait using paper, so collage those pieces together to do that. And instead of doing a monthly bag this month just because of timing, there will be a storytime kit for each storytime moving forward. So next week storytime, the story kits will be out there on Monday for sure. And then the following week we'll have the final April Storytimes grab and go kits out. So I wanted to make sure I could get you something, and one at a time was easier right now. So I appreciate your patience with that. There are some other grab and go kits there as well, not just Storytime ones. We will finish up April Storytime here on Facebook Live, and in May we're going to move to Storytime in the Park. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you can join us on Friday mornings at 10 at East End Park. If the weather is really bad, watch our Facebook page, or feel free to call the library on Friday morning, and we'll let you know if we're going to move back to Facebook. So the nice thing about this technology is that if we have a really bad morning, it's really wet and rainy, or just super cold for some reason, and would be uncomfortable to be out, we can just move back to Facebook for a little while. We have lots of exciting things coming in May, and of course our summer reading starts in June, and that is always a wonderfully fun time. There will be some um, special presenters coming, and we're going to have music in the park, and we will have all of our programming. We're bringing back Lego, but all of our programming is going to be outdoors to keep us all as safe as possible, and it's just would be great to be outside and be together. So, so the only downside to that is there are more possibilities for cancellations. So we'll have to just be very open with communication this summer. But I can't wait to see all of you soon. But until then, I will see you next week at Storytime. We'll be back here on Facebook at 10. And keep watching our website to get updates on the building campaign or the Friends of the Public Library's website. We reached a really big goal in our fundraising efforts, so thank you for all of your support and excitement surrounding the new library. And just keep watching our website and Facebook page for all of the exciting things we have coming for you. All right, I will see you next week. Have a beautiful weekend, and as always, take good care of each other. Bye.